Hi guys and welcome back to Tommy's Starcraft. This is your host Tommy with another wonderful Starcraft Remastered replay for you. This time we're actually going to have a nice TvZ, as I'm going to introduce the players to you. In the lower left in the white it's Timena aka Flash, and his opponent in the lower right is Hero. So this is the lower left, of course, sorry about that guys. Now, you guys might say, okay, this is Timena, but I don't think it's Flash. I actually went to the Liquipedia website, I did search for Smurf games for any gamers, and I did find Flash with this aka here, as in Timena. So in case you're new to StarCraft, it's okay. This is actually Flash, considered to be the greatest gamer of all time, the best Terran of course, but he also does very good with random, as I've seen this in the ASL tournament. His opponent, Hero, also very strong Zerg here, very likely as a skill level towards Jaedong, and Hero, when he has a good day, he can literally beat anyone. So let's just see how this matchup is going to follow up, as we see Hero droning up here, makes his first overlord. Currently both players of course at 9 SCVs and 9 drones. Luckily for Hero, his overlord is going into the right direction, goes straight for Flash's base, who has opened up here with a supply depot of course, and is going to follow up with a barracks. No spawning pool yet here for Hero, as he's droning up a little bit more. Moves out 2 drones here, interestingly enough, and goes straight into a hatchery. So no spawning pool here for Hero, as he goes straight into a fast expansion build. He's also sending out a drone, a scouting drone this time, as his overload is of course a little bit slow. Flash also sending out his SCV. These players really want to know the position of their enemy, so luckily for Flash he is going to find out the expansion here for Hero, and so of course going to move out that ramp. Notice Hero immediately sends back his drone, as he knows now exactly where Flash is. A little bit of an advantage here for the Zerg, as he's already building up his expansion. Flash also wishing to do that. Here's that spawning pool I was talking about, as Flash keeps here his SCV at the base just to know exactly what Hero is up to, when an upgrade to tier 2 is going to happen, what other buildings are going to be produced, and so on. So pretty standard here. Also fast expansion, not our, as this map allows this of course to fast expand without a spawning pool. Gas is also being produced here by the Hero, as we see Flash having a slight advantage here, already at 17 workers versus 11 for the Zerg. But then again, notice that Zerg loses 1 drone every time they build a building, so a pretty balanced game here. Flash is also expanding, also decides to go for his extractor. And let's just see the follow-up here. Nice macro hatchery this time by Hero. So this could indicate to us that he's actually going to try a mass Zergling in a rush, or maybe Hydra, so let's just see what his decision is going to be. Nice placement here by Hero with that overload in the middle of the map. Those Zerglings are also roaming around the map, just to see what exactly Flash is up to. But currently he's just expanding and securing this expansion with 2 Marines. Here of course leaves here his overload just to have sight here. Very nice placement here by this overload, as Flash doesn't see this overload as he's seen in the fog of war. Slowly he moves out with his Marines, but it would be of course wise of him to build a bunker here just to secure this expansion. Let's see, have a look at his main. He's building a factory and what is this? Another barracks. 25 workers for him, 90 for Hero. Let's have a look at Hero's base, who is actually now upgrading to tier 2. This could mean to us that he's actually going for Mutalisk or maybe Hydralisk lurkers. Let's see, the SCV is being chased away with a nice tactic here, only Hero leaving only 1 Zergling towards the SCV just to chase him away. Also closes here this ramp with those Zerglings just to avoid another SCV coming. Flash tries to take this SCV back into Hero's main, as he really wants to know what is going on, but this SCV is in some serious trouble right now, as he's being chased away. Notice how hero leaves only one SCV who constantly harasses this. One Zergling who constantly harasses this SCV just to push him away. But then again, Terrans have of course scan. Flash is also building up here a starport. Look at that lucky kill from hero, just taking out the SCVs. Also goes for an armory, as his expansion is pumping those minerals. Same can be said here by hero. Also builds a precautious creep colony, could be of course a Sunken. And things are slowly settling down. Another scouting Zergling here is being sent here by hero just to see if there's any movement here by the Terran player. Nice wall in here by Flash, as the Zerglings could either go for the SCVs, but they won't be able to bust this entrance here. Let's have a look once again at Hero's base. He's actually going into Hydras, as I see this Hydras thing. Let's have a look here. Oh, he's also going into Aspire. So very interesting gameplay here by Hero. It's really, you just don't know what exact units he's going to. Is he going for Mutalisk or is he going for Hydralisk? A very hard decision here for Flash. Perhaps if he scans, he is of course going to see this Hydralisk in. But then again, of course, if he scans this position here, he's seeing that Spire, so hard decision making here for him, as he builds a crucial Valkyrie here. So Valkyrie, of course, thanks to the splash damage and many rockets, a very good unit against Mutalisk. So are these Marines backed up by medics, as Flash is slowly going to move out. Probably thinks that of course Hero is going to expand here in the upper right, and he's moving out just to prevent that from happening. Let's just see if he's going to have some success. Moves up with a quite big army force here, bio force here, Marines backed up by two medics. Hero is trying to buy some time with those Zerglings, moves out so many drones here, and luckily for him he has lurkers. And the bad thing here for Flash is that he only has scan. Of course he could go for those science vessels, but no, he decides to go for a dropship. So very interesting gameplay here. Scan is of course needed against those lurkers, as these lurkers could very likely block this ramp here with lots of splash damage. So lurkers really great against this fire bush. Look at that, 2 Marines already have been taken out here. Flash needs to be very careful here. Nice overload was also very nicely placed here, just to give vision if there's any drop coming here by Flash or what exactly he is going to do. 3 Sunkens here in the front, very good to defend against those Marines. So Hero very precautious here, very nice gameplay here by him. As we're moving out into a longer game here, as we close in on the 10-minute mark. Once again Flash is moving out. Look at that, he's even sending a dropship here. Could have some success, but like I said, this overlord over here is going to spot any cheese here by Flash. The Scourge already awaiting this dropship. Flash needs to be careful, he might lose. No, he's actually saving these dropships. But there's 2 more Scourge, and sadly for Flash, he didn't know about that. He did micro that first one very well out, but the second one was just so unexpected for him. So he is in a little bit of a troubled spot here, as he can't just bust through, as these lurkers are here exactly at the ramp position. Hero is trying to move out with some Zergling, but just decides to come back. As look at that, we have another drop here with some Marines. Great job here by Flash. Only 4 Marines, but they did a lot of damage because they're backed up by those medics. Finally they've been taken out. Actually not that much being done here by this drop. 2 drones have been killed, a couple of Zerglings, but in the end Hero is able to push this back. Let's have a look what Flash decides to do now. Once again picks up his units, leaves these here, and he's very likely going to do a drop here, of course, in the back, because there are Sunkens in the front. Let's have a look. In comes that dropship. Very nice gameplay here by Flash. He's a little bit late with that dropships, forgets about it. Let's just see, nice position here for these Marines, as they're actually being backed up and protected here by this minerals. Stim is going out. Hero has to pull back these drones. Very good position here by Flash. Takes out the Night of Swarm. He's going to take out so many Zerglings here once, I say. So again, these is really protecting here these marines and that medics, but in the end, of course, Hero is going to be able to clean this out. Some vultures did try to do a bust here, but they have of course been fended off by that sunken colony. More and more vultures joining as they lay their mines here on the ground. Nice placement here, straight front of the base of Hero. And let's just see the follow-up here. Flash is also expanding at the 9 o'clock position. Also defends very nicely with those two Valkyries. In case there's any Mutalisk harassment, these two Valkyries and backed up by the turret will be of course able to fend this off. SCVs are being transferred now, but one annoying Zergling could be taken out here. Still alive. Okay, Zergling is really annoying. Takes even out another SCV, so nice job here by Hero. More and more units are being transferred. Flash really wants to get rid of this expansion of Hero, but these two three lurkers, like I said, with that massive splash damage on that ramp, are just going to fend off any attack here. Mines are being placed, of course. It just Flash wishes to stop any movement out of Hero here, so really great gameplay here by him. As things are finally settling down, notice how Flash is moving out his barracks on the map just to have awareness, just to see in case there's anything happening here, any move out here by Hero. This barracks, of course, just to spot any drops by here by overlords or maybe a Mutalisk grown by. It's really important to have map awareness on Starcraft, especially when you're a pro player or you're facing a pro player. And finally you have some defilers here with Darkstorm. So Hero is actually being able to fend this off. I really think Flash should be going into science vessels. Let's have a look at that, is he? Sadly not. It's really surprising here. Oh, finally he's going for that science facility, so very likely we are going to see science vessels. Science vessels, of course, a must, as they can detect burrowed units here, as they can detect indeed these lurkers and also cast that crucial irradiance against that defiler. Not only against the defiler, but just mass bio, like mass Mutalisk or Ultralisk and so on. So really a must for Hero here. Let's just see the follow-up as Flash is securing his position on the map. Maybe he's going to try a run by here with his vultures. Let's see what this decision is going to be. He leaves some mines here, very nicely done here by him. As he's trying to corner here into the map, moves out with a significant force here. Some siege tanks are on the map. Only 4 of them. They're not being protected, strangely enough. And as I look into the expansion here from here, I see so many Mutalisks. Mutalisk, of course, a very fast unit, a very not such a strong unit. It's a very fast and agile unit, but of course not a very tanky unit. Can be used, of course, very greatly as a harassment unit just to kill so many SCVs. But of course, if microed correctly, these Mutalisks can deal so much damage. And look how fast they are on the map as they join in forces. This Marine will, of course, spot this. But Marines with medics are a great counter against Mutalisks. Let's just see what's going to happen here. Hero has to retreat as 2 Mutalisks already have been taken out. But there's just so many Mutalisks here on the map. So Flash finally knows what he's up to, what he's dealing with, as he has some Goliaths. Strangely enough, still not going for any science vessel. I'm not seeing any science vessel here by Flash, but I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing. Nice placement here by those mines, look at that. Just in case Hero is moving out, it's going to be intercepted, of course, by those mines. These 2 Valkyries will, of course, deal so much splash damage against these Mutalisks. Finally, the Mutalisks are coming in. In comes the Scourge, goes straight for the Valkyrie. Valkyrie takes a lot of damage. One is still being left alive, but with those Goliaths, Hero has to retreat, of course. Dark Swamp is buying some time here for Hero. As Flash tries to bust in, there are some great position here by the siege tanks. And mines backed up by mines, of course. This Valkyrie is still alive. Hero is moving out once again on the map. He's going to try to do some economic damage here. Let's just see if he's going to make it to the base of Flash. Goliaths are intercepting, and here comes the bust here by Hero. There are no turrets here. He's going to deal so much damage here. So many SCVs will fall here. What a great mistake here by Flash. He's very late going to go here onto this ramp. Finally those Goliaths will chase away this Mutalisks, but so much economic damage has been done. Let's have a look at the workers. Still Flash, however, at 64 workers. The harassment is going on. 64 versus 63. So this is what I told you about Mutalisks, guys. Such a fast unit, of course. It's so good to deal economic damage and to just fly over the map and kill as much as possible. He's even going to kill this command center, because of course some Mutalisks will fall here. They will be positioned here, and look at that. He's actually transforming them into Guardians. So finally a game with Guardians here by Heroes. Let's just see the response for Flash here. He's just having the lights. I don't see any arrays on the map. There are of course turrets, but then again, once again, as a surprise for me, he has no science vessels. Now science vessel would have been great here for Flash. He just decides not to go for the science vessel. Great dark zone here by Hero as he's trying to move out just to kill these tanks, but there's just so many tanks here backed up by those Goliaths and Marines. Flash is cornering here a Hero, and once again these Guardians are moving out on the map. Guardians of course a very strong unit, but not a very fast unit, and remember they can't shoot air, they just shoot ground, so I don't know if this was a wise decision here by Hero, but I'm sure he knows better than me. Then he's a pro and now a new player. So let's just have a look at that Guardians now facing Goliaths. Goliaths tanky, but Guardians of course also very strong on the ground. In the end Guardians have to retreat here a little bit. They can't really be microed out here as they are a very slow moving unit, of course a very strong unit on the ground. Let's just see the follow-up here as the Guardians have indeed been pulled off. So I don't know about this move by Hero. I still think the Mutalisks would have been much greater here, but of course it's his decision. And also the strange fact that Flash is not going for Science Vessel for some strange reason. But I'm sure he knows better, as these Goliaths are falling very low here, and finally Flash is able to take him out with Goliaths. Very nice gameplay here by both. Goliaths of course a very strong unit against air. Once again Hero is trying to move out this time, strangely enough not with Dark Swarm. There is the Dark Swarm a little bit late. Great Dark Swarms now all over top of those siege tanks, and lots of siege tanks will be taken out here by the Zerglings. Not a great Dark Swarm here. Hero really showing us some great gameplay here with Zerg, as his economy is also very strong. He's currently sitting above 2k minerals, as Flash has to even retreat here a little bit. So really great move here by Hero. Once again great Dark Swarm protecting here this Defiler. Flash spots here this hatchery, sends out a Goliath just to make sure, and a small force here with tanks and Goliaths. His map awareness is really good. Look at that, these mines are detecting anything. Even this barracks is a scout for him, as he should be able to take out this expansion here attempt by Hero. At the same time his siege tanks very strong here. Let's have a look at the upgrades 1 to 2. Goliaths as well, 1 to 2 of course. And this barracks still has not been taken out. This barracks is so important, as you see any move out here by the Zerg player. Of course there are Nidus networks, as I'm even seeing now Ultra-Risk upgraded 5 to 2. So this could be a great move out here by Hero. Let's just see what decision he's going to take. Defiler once again very important, and like I said, if there were some science vessel on the air, these Defilers would have been immediately irradiated, but Flash decides just to go for a nice macro mass mech. When I say mech I mean mechanical unit, siege tanks, Goliaths, arrays of course. No much bio. Let's have a look at this move out here. Flash has to retreat a little bit, as there are so many nice dark clouds here. Zerglings of course dealing so much damage against Flash's units. Finally they have been taken out, but still Flash is holding this position here, very crucial here for him, as he's not allowing any movement out here by Hero, once again sieging up his tanks. Great map control here by Flash, as he's also having 1, 2 and 3 bases from which he is mining against also 3 bases, but the fact that Flash is all over the map and she's just not allowing him to move out. Look at that, hero is trying to move out here with Zerglings, but it just won't happen. Finally now a strong push here by hero with the Dark Zone, with those ultra risk he can make something happen. But these siege tanks are just not going to move anywhere, just sieging up here and awaiting any move out. Flash is even very close to joining his forces here. He's moving out with those Goliaths. Goliaths of course should be microed up, but again Goliaths in the front just protecting those siege tanks, and here we go, another bust here, trying for a bust by hero. There's a nice Dark Zone, but those siege tanks in the back are the real damage dealer here. Sadly for hero, he just can't make it out. His economy is still very strong, he's at almost 3k minerals. In comes another move here by hero. Tries to go once again with those Dark Zone. Flash is microing out of his head. Just microing out those siege tanks in the front, just to give the opportunity for the siege tanks in the back to deal that damage. Very, very nice. Once again, lots of minerals have been spent here by hero. Is trying to kill as many units as possible, but it just won't happen, as the Terran mech is so strong against those Zerglings, of course. Is he somehow going to be able to make a move out of his base if this game continues? Of course, the Terran has a huge advantage. I see another Zerglings here. He's going straight for the expansion here of Flash. Flash is going to lose this force, but his main force is here, of course. Let's just see what his Zerglings can do. They go straight for that command center. Not that many units here to protect this. His command center might fall here. No, he's actually getting lifted up and will be repaired, as a really nice move here by hero with those Zerglings. Just showing us what a small group of Zerglings can do when they are being upgraded. Massive siege tanks here backed up by 3 Goliaths. Hold this position, not allowing here to come up, but there's just such a huge mass here by hero. Here we go once again. Ultra risk in the front, protected by the Dark Swarm, are going to be able to deal so much splash damage here. But still those siege tanks with those upgrades are just so great against this, and do stand their ground and not allowing here to move out. What is hero's decision is going to be, no matter what he does, just get killed after one another. He's losing so many units. Great Dark Zone once again. Flash has to retreat here a little bit, he has to micro out of this Dark Zone. But no matter what hero is throwing at him, he just stands his ground, just micros a little bit in the back, and just allows that hero to pull out a little bit, but just micros out and forces hero to move his units out of that Dark Zone, out of that protection. Another link bind try here by hero, but this time they're going to get intercepted by those vultures. Of course, these vultures will destroy this Zerglings, so nice, once again, nice try here. He could have been able to kill this expansion, but sadly for him, he has been intercepted. A nice move here, once again, by hero. But as I say that, look at that, his economy is falling slowly. Of course, he is pumping so many units out as possible, but Flash, like I said, just stands his ground, just his map awareness is out of his mind. Really nice gameplay here by him. You can compare it to a boxing game, as Flash is just cornering here his opponent, just won't allow him to get out. Even though he still has no science vessel, I can't believe he's actually playing without science vessel, but then again I'm sure he knows best. Mass Zerglings in the front, those siege tanks will be very happy about that, as they deal massive splash damage against that. Great Dark Storm once again here by hero, but there's just so many siege tanks here on the ground. Look at that splash damage. A really nice game here by both players, showing us how strong those bases are. But in the end, not even the Dark Storm can save hero. Hero tries once again, really great usage here by Dark Storm. Once again, Flash has to micro out. He is of course going to be losing some siege tanks. Even the Plague is going out now. But like I said, no matter how many times hero is trying to bust this position, is going to try to get through. Flash just not allowing this to happen. A very resistant gameplay here by Flash. Very strong gameplay here by him. as he's moving even more siege tanks and vultures out on the map. I really like the Dark Zone gameplay here by Hero, very nicely executed, but yeah, in the end Flash just says no way, I'm not going to allow you out, I'm just going to pin you here in this corner, and no matter what you're throwing at me, I will stand my ground and I will defend this position so much. And with that, he just secures himself that map control. Hero just has to GG out as he finally realized that there's no way he could come back from this. Flash could even expand here. This position has been killed by Flash, so such a nice macro gameplay here for Flash with those mass siege tanks. Let's just have a look at those upgrades. 3 upgrades, of course. Siege tanks so strong right now, backed up by Vultures and Goliaths. Hero really tried everything. He tried mass Zerglings with Defilers and Ultra Risk, of course, very great against siege tanks, but in the end Flash just having way too much here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your host Tommy signing out.